Hey guys, what's going on? So here I got an American Thunder catback exhaust by Flowmaster that I picked up used for like $150, and I just wanted to show you the process of me polishing it and making it look kind of new again. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think. As far as the muffler section goes, I just got some heat resistant paint and painted it up, and you'll see that right here. It looks a lot cleaner. And then everything else I went ahead and polished with an aluminum polish. So check that out.
Okay, so now that I'm done with the mufflers, got all that surface rust grinded away, and I got them painted, looking nice. Even though no one's gonna see them, I know what they look like, so it mattered to me. But this portion, this axle back portion of the exhaust, is going to be noticeable from behind the car. On the back of 0304 Cobras, you usually see the exhaust on the bottom when you're driving behind them. It's very noticeable. So this aluminum looks really crappy, and Flowmaster just uses aluminized steel, so it's nothing special. But I'm going to sand it down and polish it real good with some aluminum polish, and I'm hoping to get the finish of this whole piece of pipe as close to that as I can, so that way whenever someone's driving behind me, that's what they see. And I do drive the car for enjoyment occasionally, but for the most part I just take it to car shows and meets, cruise nights, etc. So I'd like for it to look the best as it can. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Alright, so I got the residue off from where the stickers were. They were over here and over here. Just using that wire brush attachment for the drill. So the residue from the stickers is gone. I worked on like those little rust spots, like those surface rust spots, as much as I could on some areas. I don't want to go too hard with that wire brush. I'm going to get some pretty fine grit sandpaper and wet sand along the whole thing. If I need to go a little bit more coarse, I will, but I'm going to start with the finer stuff, work my way down, and I'm going to try to get these pipes as shiny as I can. And then using aluminum polish, I'll work on the tips and get them looking brand new again and stuff. But so far so good. I took the brackets off so I can begin polishing the rest of the pipe. And nothing too crazy, but I decided to polish it a little bit. I just used the grinder wheel just to get some of that nastiness off of there, the oxidation and such. So this is the old one, well, they're both old, I guess. This is the one that I haven't done anything to, and I'm gonna maybe work in there a little bit more, but this is the one that I kind of worked on. So you can see the difference. Looks much better. I mean, it's not necessary, but since I'm making the whole thing look better, why not, right? So masked off right there. Gonna go ahead and make the welds look all nice and shiny again. And then just to show you, this hanger looks all old and oxidized and rusted, and this one is not. Alright, so now that I have everything kind of polished up using the wire wheels, like these welds, a lot cleaner now. These hangers kind of, where the stickers were, those hangers right there went inside the tips a little bit. Don't know if you can tell. Nice and clean now. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the sandpaper, and I'm going to go all the way up to the 1200 grit, not using the 220. I'm going to start with 1000. I don't know if I need 500 or not. We'll see from there. And then I have my tray full of water right here, so I can let the sandpaper kind of just chill in there for a bit. But just in case, I got a spray bottle right there, and I can spray down the pipes a little bit in between while I'm sanding. When I'm done wet sanding everything, and I got it to where I think it's good enough, I'll go ahead and get this out. I'll start with the cutting compound, then I'll go to like more of a refining polishing compound, and then I'll go to like that finishing compound right there. That all the wheels are. Just pick this up at Harbor Freight and attach this right to the drill. And yeah, that's it. See how it turns out. So this one I have begun working on, this one I have not. And this is just after polishing using this set, using just the black bar so far. I haven't used the brown or the white yet, except in this little spot right here. I just wanted to kind of like test it out. It's aluminum, so to be honest, I wasn't really expecting it to get like super shiny, kind of like the tips are. I mean, I was hoping for that for sure, but a part of me knew that wasn't going to happen. But I mean, turned out pretty shiny for aluminum. And when you're driving behind the car and all you're going to see is that portion, I think it'll look pretty good. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely already does, and it definitely will look better than what it looks like from the factory. So let's see where it goes. Alright, so that part right there, still I've only hit it with the black bar and the brown bar, and this spot right here I've hit it with the white bar just a little bit. So obviously it's not like a holy crap it's chrome finish, but for aluminum this is really shiny. And again, I'm using a cordless drill with a kit that's really only rated for up to like a few hundred RPMs. If you get a better kit than this, and instead of using a cordless drill, if you use a polisher or a grinder that does a higher RPM, or even if you have like a table grinder, just remove the guard and such and use something like that. I mean, on an exhaust it would probably be inconvenient to use a table grinder, but if you use like a grinder or a polisher and get a kit that's rated for like a few thousand RPMs using these same clays, I mean, you won't even have to go through like the sanding process or anything. You'll get an extremely nice mirrored finish. I do have a dual action polisher. I just really didn't want to buy the pads for that and spend like triple the money, considering this is my first time trying something like this. So for doing this for the first time, I'm actually like really impressed. I am going to use some of that product on the tip. I'll probably skip using the black bar. I'll probably just do brown and white. And get this like real nice and shiny. But yeah, this stuff's good for polishing aluminum, brass, stainless steel, whatever. But for aluminum pipes, that looks good. So there you go. Alright, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. I'll finish up on that one tomorrow. But just to show you, like I said before, I'm using a cordless drill and pads that are rated for like a few hundred RPM. I'm not using anything professional. So if you use higher quality tools like a grinder or a polisher, like I said, you'll get a better result. But just look at the difference. I mean, that is going to look way better on the car than that. And that's pretty much what you get from Flowmaster from the factory. All you gotta do is put some time into it, and I'm telling you, if I put more time into that and some elbow grease, I bet I can make that shine like the tips. But you can see the difference. That tip is shinier than that one. That whole pipe is shinier than that one. I mean, that pipe actually has some shine, whereas the other one doesn't. So I am pretty much done here for the day. But let me go ahead and turn the flash on real quick, see if that helps at all. I mean, look at the difference. I mean, it's not like what you get if you order Borla Attacks, Borla Stingers, or like SLP Loudmouth. But whereas those are all $800, $700, $800, $900 exhaust, brand new, these are $550, and I paid $175. All the polishing stuff, you know, that kit right there, and then, you know, just some wire brushes because I couldn't find mine, some sandpaper or whatnot. Altogether, I'm at like $210 for $550 exhaust. It still sounds like it did when it was brand new, but now it looks better than it did when it was brand new. So I'm going to do that to the other one, and who knows, I might get a little carried away and try to get it to be even shinier. So once I get it on the car, I'll let you guys see that. Alright, so I said I'd get back to it the next day, and here it is. I did the driver's side the other day, and this is the passenger side. I went a little bit more extreme with this one. I went as low as sanding it with a 250 grit, which I feel like brought out a lot more shine. I mean, in this case, the piping almost looks as shiny as the tips. So I'm gonna go back at the driver's side one, shine it up a little bit more, because I really like how this turned out. And it goes to show, like I said, if you put in the time and some elbow grease, you can even get a dull metal like aluminum to shine real well, and this is going to look so much better on the back of the car than that dull aluminum look. But here, let's check it out nice and close. I mean, it's not like a chrome finish or anything like that, but man, that looks very shiny. I don't know if it looks as shiny in person or over the camera, if it looks any different, but it looks extremely shiny in person. Yeah, this turned out better than I expected, so I'm gonna go and get back on the driver's side pipe just a little bit, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's on. So just to kind of show the difference, I went ahead and clamped them on the table the way they would look on the car. Obviously you'll see the tips sticking out the back of the car, sorry, but you won't really notice too much of that. You're definitely not going to notice any of that area. The whole top of the pipe is going to be against the car for the most part, so it won't really be noticeable. I mean, you're not going under the car. When you're driving behind these cars, like the SVT Cobras with the independent rear suspension, which from the factory they all have, you notice the exhaust from there down that curve to like there. You really notice all of that when you're driving behind the car, especially if it's a nice shiny exhaust. So that's kind of why I wanted to shine this up. But if you guys look at it, you can tell, like I said, that one is a tad bit shinier than that one. Not too much, but it's noticeable. Probably not to most people, but noticeable enough to me that I'm gonna work on just that section just a little bit more. But I'm gonna try that out. We'll see how it turns out.